Okay, so from there, we will associate our IP address with our domain name. So I'm on my Hostinger account in the settings of my domain leechmywork.com. And there I'm going to create a subdomain. So for that, I go in DNS name server. In type, I put A, and instead of I'm going to create a subdomain. So I'm going to call it training new 10, and I want it to point then to where. So you have two choices. Either you are going to take the IP address from your virtual server that is located here. So there for me, I am at Containbo, its IP address is there, so I will take this IP address there and I will paste it here. Either I have my home server, and in this case I will go to the site monadressip.com, which presents itself like here, and I will go copy the IPv address 4. So for my part, that's it. So I take the IPv address 4 and I'm going to paste it, and I'm going to add. This, my DNSA record, has been created successfully, and I have linked my subdomain with my IP address. Now there is still one thing to know, which is when you have a home server, you will now have to set up your internet box. You don't need to do this on a VPS server because the configurations are already accessible from the internet. But if you make a home server, you will have to open ports and make some small settings on your box, that is to say, fix an IP address and open ports. So we'll meet right away. So how do we fix an IP address, and how do we open ports, especially 80 and 443 in TCP, to make our server NUT10 accessible from the outside and especially connected to a domain name therefore? Quite simply, we go to our machine and we do one IP space A. We will recover the local IP address, which is here. And especially so there we see that it is in 1.63, but it is above all the MAC address that I will recover. There I will do a C check to be able to recover this address. Then you take your computer and there in a terminal you will type ipconfig, so their same punishment. We will recover our IP address. So here I see that I am in 1.70 and that my default gateway is what interests me. We see that it is in 1.254, so we are going to contact our internet box. So this process is simple. Open an internet browser and type 192.168.1.254, which is the gateway for most internet boxes. You'll encounter your box's interface. Enter your box's password. Note that each box is different, so specific tutorials aren't possible. You can ask your questions on Discord where I'll be able to help. Each box is different, so specific tutorials aren't possible. Box. To access the famous interface, once connect me, what will interest me is to go in the services of the box and go in the DHCP part, and in DHCP I'm going to want to assign a static IP address. So I'm going to have a piece of equipment added, and here I have a whole drop down menu, and I'm going to paste my MAC address. And there, as you can see, he got it, so I do this, and there I'm going to tell him, okay, I want to put you in 1. The point is already configured, so I'll put it in 1.2. And then I'm going to tell him, okay, I'm going to mark server with my work for him. I don't have the right to put space, so I'm going to make server wish my work on my IP address. So I use the MAC address. I told him that it will go into 2, and I have it applied, so it's done. He recorded it, and to check that it worked, what we're going to do is, I'm going to go back to my machine. I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to turn it back on. We will wait for it to restart. It should be in 192.168.1.2. Let's try to connect. I think I'm at 1.63. Since I changed the IP address, it doesn't work anymore, which seems like a good sign. What I'm going to do is I'm going to reload my config, and there I told him, okay, so I put you in 2. Normally I saved it. I double click, and there we see that my machine has gone to 2. So if I do one IP space A, and I open this up big, we're going to see here that we've moved into 1, 2. So great, that's what we wanted. We fixed our IP address. Why? Because on the box we will say, I want you to open ports 80 and 443 for me, without TCP on the next local IP address. And yes, that's why we are forced to fix our local IP address. So once we have done that, we will return to the settings of our box, always service the box. And here what interests me is simply port redirection. And here we are going to Paste the MAC address that you see. The name does not necessarily correspond because sometimes it can bug on your boxes. You have to restart them so that they take the right name. So it doesn't matter. There we tell him that it's HTTP. In external port, we put 80. In internal port, we put 80. I enforce. I'm going to add a rule. So here I'm going to say HTTPS of the shot. 400-4034-1043. Remember to fix the equipment. I'll apply and finish my setup, ensuring the doors are properly opened.